Hi, welcome to this session of SUBE called Secondary Math Pathways. My name is Jaylyn Burns, and I am the Secondary Math and Science Instructional Coach for Lake Worth ISD. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and then we'll get started with the presentation. Hang on a minute, still learning, a bit of a learning curve. There we go. All right. So as I said, this presentation is Secondary Math Pathways. We're going to be discussing all the different secondary math offerings that Lake Worth ISD has for our students. So let's start out and let's take a moment and talk about the difference between honors classes and on-level classes. Now notice on the honors classes, there's an asterisk. And our note with that is that at this time, there are no specific criteria for qualifying for honors classes, but that doesn't mean that there won't be. So there's a potential that there will be criteria that will involve the student's previous math class grade, also passing the STAR, and some other possible criteria. But for now, honors classes are open to all students. They move at a much faster pace. They do cover all of the state required TEKS, but they may have additional content. They also may require additional outside work, so additional time that the students will need to devote to the class, additional homework. They also are hopefully going to prepare students to take AP courses, and we're going to talk some more about that in just a bit. And finally, they're for highly motivated students. Now, let's talk about on-level classes. Those are also open to all students, and they go at the standard pace. They cover the state required TEKS, which can be rigorous, but they require less additional outside work. So these are some things to consider when you're thinking about whether or not you want to enroll your student, your child, in an advanced or honors or on-level math class. Now let's talk about some of the benefits of honors math. There's deeper instruction. So although just the regular TEKS that are offered in an on-level math class has deep instruction, when you get into honors, there's deeper instruction. There's more application. Hopefully there are times for some projects and just some additional working together with other students, some collaboration. Another benefit of honors math is that they allow for higher level thinking skills. The students are going to have to apply what they've learned and have to really logic through and think through problems that they are given. Now, when you get to the high school, the honors classes have weighted grades for GPA. This would not be true at the middle school because we don't have a GPA there. But at the high school level, they are weighted heavier for the GPA. Another benefit of honors math is that they develop better study habits, hopefully. To be successful in an honors class, students, as I previously mentioned, are usually given additional work, and there is an expectation that they will spend more time out of class doing work. So hopefully this is going to help the students develop better study habits. And then finally is preparing students for advanced placement courses, which is where students are able to test. They're always in the spring, they're in May. They take an advanced placement class, they can take the test in May, and if they make a 3, 4, or 5 out of a 1 to 5 scale, 3, 4, or 5, they are granted college credit. Now, that varies depending on which college your child would go to. Some colleges require a 4 or 5, but some will give credit for 3s. So, is honors math right for your child? I think you should ask yourself a few questions before you make the decision of enrolling your child in an honors math class. First, does your child like math? If they don't like math, then it's not good. I don't think that it would be a good fit for them to be in an honors math class. Are they motivated? Are they willing to work? Are they willing to give that extra time that's required? Are they organized? Now, know that some people are more naturally organized than others, and we certainly would not expect a student to come, especially a middle schooler, to come to us with a great set of organizational skills. And these classes can help them develop that. But if they are naturally organized, then that's a great step towards being successful in an honors math class. Are they willing to ask questions? Many times students are hesitant to seek out help or to ask questions. If they're going to be in an honors math class, they would need to be willing to ask questions of their teacher, ask in class, and participate in the class. And do they have enough time? If they're busy in lots of other activities, such as sports or music, other extracurricular activities, they may not have time for an honors math class. So those are just some things to consider as you're thinking about this, if this is a good fit for your child or not. Now let's look at what honors math classes are currently offered at Collins Middle School. We have sixth grade math. That's of course for sixth graders, and those students would take the sixth grade math star. We have sixth grade honors math. Again, those are for sixth graders. They also take the sixth grade math star. As I previously said, right now there is no specific criteria that have to be met in fifth grade for a student to be able to take sixth grade honors math. So if you would like for your student to try that, to enroll in that, and to be in that class, you can certainly enroll them in that. They can try that. Another offering is seventh grade math, and that would be the on-level seventh grade math. They take the seventh grade math test. We also have seventh grade honors math. Seventh grade honors math is for seventh graders, but they do the seventh and eighth grade TEKS, and they test at this eighth grade math star. So again, that would be a very rigorous class. They do all the seventh grade and eighth grade TEKS and then take the eighth grade star. Now, another offering for eighth graders on level is pre-algebra. They take the eighth grade math star as well. And then we have Algebra 1, which would be for eighth graders, and they take the Algebra 1 end of course test, which counts towards high school graduation. That's one of the 5 tests that students in the state of Texas are required to take and to pass in order to earn a high school diploma. So let's look at some of the pathways, that's the word I'm using to describe some of the different ways your student could take math at Collins. So on the left, we have sixth grade math. If a student started out in on level sixth grade math, they would then go to seventh grade math. Now, they could go, and I did not include this on here, but they could go into seventh grade honors math. Just know that again, is a very challenging course. So again, back to the left, sixth grade math, they would take seventh grade math, and then they would go into pre-algebra, which is our eighth grade math. So that's one path. Another path on the right, your student could take sixth grade honors math, and then they could go into on-level seventh grade math. They don't have to stay in that honors track. If they did that, then they would go into pre-algebra as eighth graders. Another option would be to take sixth grade honors math. then take 7th grade honors math. Then from there, if they do well in 7th grade honors math, we would encourage them to progress on into Algebra 1 for 8th grade. If, however, they do not do well in 7th grade honors math, they do not pass their STAR or do not pass the course, we would encourage them to go back to the on-level offering for on-level 8th grade, which is pre-algebra. All right, so that is our middle school. Let's talk now about the high school. So you can see that we've got the possibility of up to 16 different courses available for our high school students. The first would be Algebra 1, that's for 9th graders. There are no prerequisites, no classes that students have to take before that. It is 2 semesters and it earns students 1 credit, and they take the STAR test, the Algebra 1 EOC. Another option for our 9th graders is Honors Algebra 1. You can see that the rest of the information is basically the same. And again, these students take the Algebra 1 EOC. We also have geometry and honors geometry. Students who have taken Algebra 1 at middle school would go into geometry or honors geometry as freshmen. So the prerequisite there would be Algebra 1. There are students who have enrolled in both geometry and Algebra 2. I would discourage that, but it can be done. So as you can see, our next course would be Algebra 2. That's for 10th through 12th graders. The prerequisite is Algebra 1, although it is better if they have also had geometry. We also offer Honors Algebra 2. We have Pre-Calculus. That's my personal favorite course to teach. Really, really love it. That would be for 11th and 12th graders. The prerequisite for pre-calculus is Algebra 1 and 2 and geometry. It's also 2 semesters long and it's 1 credit. And then we have Honors Pre-Calculus. Again, for 11th and 12th graders, students would have to have had Algebra 1, 2, and geometry to be able to take Honors Pre-Calculus. Now, a new course that we just started offering this year is Algebraic Reasoning. This is courses for 10th through 12th graders. And in a moment, we're going to look at some of the pathways that would involve algebraic reasoning. It is often students will go from Algebra 1 directly into algebraic reasoning. This is recommended for students who have not passed the Algebra 1 STAR. Another course that's offered is Financial Math. This is a new course as well. This is for 11th and 12th graders. It's also a full year and it's 1 credit. This course is a wonderful course for students that has practical mathematics in it. They learn about having a debit card. They learn about making a car payment, having a budget, renting an apartment, all those grown-up things that are right around the corner for these students. It's a wonderful course that we've had a great success with this year. And then our AP course that we offer at Lake Worth, there are only 2 AP math courses. There's 3. There's Calculus AB, Calculus BC, and Statistics. At Lake Worth High School, we only offer Calculus AB. Calculus AB is equivalent to 1 semester of college calculus. It's what you would learn in the first semester of calculus. Calculus BC is a course that's actually 2 semesters of college calculus. So when I got my degree, I took 3 different calculus courses. BC would be the equivalent of 2 of those. And we don't offer that at this time at Lake Worth High School. That is the course that I mentioned previously that students could take and could test in May. And if they test successfully, which is a 3, 4, or 5 on a scale of 1 to 5, they can earn college credit. We also have a math college prep, which is a new course to me. It's just for seniors. And then we have some offerings that would only be offered depending on student interest, if there are enough students for the class. That would include on-ramp statistics, which is similar to AP statistics. The difference with on-ramps, it's from the University of Texas. And if the student successfully passes the class, then they get college credit. They don't have to pass a test at the end, such as with AP. We also have 3 different possibilities for dual credit: independent studies with an algebraic pathway, a calculus pathway, or a statistics pathway. Your child would need to talk to their high school counselor. Your senior, you can notice all of those are for seniors only. So that would be something they would need to discuss with their counselor to find out about the availability of that course. All right, so let's look at some of the potential high school math pathways. Now, please know that there are multiple ways that a student can earn those 3 math credits that they have to have for high school. Notice that asterisk at the end of the word examples. Students have to have at least 3 math courses to graduate. That would be for the foundational diploma. There are, and your student's counselor can talk to them about endorsements. There's a STEM endorsement. There are some other endorsements that would require additional math. So notice that I've got the starting with 7th grade. So if your student chose to take, for example, on-level 7th grade math, in 8th grade, they would take pre-algebra. That's the on-level 8th grade math course. Then in 9th grade, they would automatically go into Algebra 1. Now, I did not put this on here, but they could do Honors Algebra 1 if they wanted to. They could do that. And again, remember, there are multiple pathways. After Algebra 1, students take geometry. That's the general order in which math courses are taken. And then notice on that very first row, we've started with 7th grade math, 8th grade, they've had pre-algebra, 9th grade algebra 1, and remember that's where they take that STAR EOC, 10th grade geometry, and then 11th grade they could go into that algebraic reasoning course, which is so helpful for students to go back and really make those algebra skills stronger as they're preparing in that next year to graduate from high school and to move on into other things, hopefully moving on to some higher level academics. Now, another option would be that pre-algebra, Algebra 1, geometry, algebraic reasoning, and then they might choose to go into Algebra 2 as a 12th grader. Now, I've given you a few other examples where a student would be in 7th grade honors. Remember, that is all of the 7th and 8th grade TEKS. It's a very rigorous class. From there, there's a possibility that they would go into pre-algebra as an 8th grader and go back, take a step back, and if they remember, as we mentioned before, if they don't pass that 8th grade STAR or they don't pass that 7th grade honors course, we're going to have them go back and do that again, take that 8th grade pre-algebra. And you can see the path there. Then notice that second one where it says pre-algebra, algebra 1, geometry, and then financial math. That would be yet another path. Again, that student has their 3 math credits that they need to get their diploma, but that's another way to get it. Another example, those last 2 rows, we've got a student that took 7th grade honors math, and then they went into Algebra 1 in 8th grade, and from there, they went into honors geometry. And they've gone straight across and continued. And it looks at as I duplicated those, but that's because math is awesome, so we're going to do it twice. That they can do honors geometry, honors algebra 2, honors pre-cal, and then go into that AP calculus AB. So again, that's just one of many paths. There are many, many ways that your student can earn those 3 math courses. Want to point out that financial math is actually part of our CTE program. So it also has some other benefits that the students can gain through that. And then just a quick reminder, remember that those honors courses are weighted heavier for these high school GPAs. And finally, I wanted to point out to you some links to some websites that have some homework help. There are some websites out there that can provide explanations to help you help your child. Uh, Math Doctors is a site that you can go to and look up. You can search content. You can actually ask questions, and it's free. And the Math Doctors will help you. It's pretty cool. Khan Academy, that's a series of videos that you can search and you can watch an instructor, a teacher go through a concept. They are wonderful. Math.com, again, there's lots of things that you can search on there to get assistance with. Purple Math, great, great explanations of mathematics. And again, you can search. And then math help boards. One thing I really love about math.com and math help boards is that they have an English to Spanish math dictionary that's very comprehensive. It has lots and lots and lots of words. So those again are all linked there, and you can click on those and see if there's something on there that would be of help to you and to your child. So that brings us to the end of our discussions about secondary math pathways for Lake Worth ISD. Thank you again for joining me, and I hope that you have some information here that has been helpful to you. If you have any questions about your middle school or high schooler, what math they should enroll in, please reach out to your student's counselor. Thank you again.